Welcome to Hip Hop Movie Club. Today, we're discussing Set It Off, a heist crime action film from 1996. In this episode, we'll answer the question, is Set It Off a groundbreaking film? I'm Dino Wright, podcaster, filmmaker, longtime hip hop fan.
I'm JB, 80s and 90s nostalgia junkie, longtime hip hop fan.
I'm Boogie, a DJ, longtime hip hop fan.
And we'll give you 5 key takeaways to make you a smarter hip hop movie fan.
Set It Off is a 1996 crime drama featuring a star-studded cast of black females who are pushed to the brink with the oppressive system. Being dead broke but also emboldened is the formula that leads the ladies to rob banks. Once they taste success, all bets are off in this roller coaster thriller.
And here are 5 takeaways you need to know about Set It Off. This is Queen Latifah's first lead role and one of the best performances of a rapper turned actor. Number 2, this film is an ode to black women friendship and sisterhood with strong performance from the 4 leads to match. Number 3, we see an early instance of an LGBTQ relationship in a major motion picture, and it's handled well without making it a clumsy plot point. Number 4, the soundtrack is hip-hop heavy and important to the heist sequences. And number 5, some of the themes like police brutality, racism, sexism, systemic oppression are sadly still relevant, which gives the film a poignant quality.
This is arguably my favorite role from the Queen, and I think that it's because of the range that she gives us. We see all the emotions from her, from being a loving and loyal friend to the crew, to her being in a loving sexualized relationship with her girlfriend, to being hardened and ruthless when it comes down to robbing the banks and getting her point across. You literally get the full range. And for this to be her first lead role, I think it carries so much weight, even though you know the type of person she is. You see the circumstances that kind of cause her to be the way she is. You almost want to root for her in a certain sense. You hope that something turns around and gets better for her. But I think she delivers and she hammers it home in this one. And I think another point too, which makes this role such a dynamic role for her, is that the character is nothing like her in real life. Granted, you don't play around with her, you don't mess with her, you don't do her wrong. But if you bumped into her, she's the nicest person. Like extremely nice, extremely pleasant, sweet person, but she plays such a hardened criminal in this movie. It's just like, wow. And I think that's probably what gravitated me towards her role in this, because I could see her in other roles after this, and you could see her personality in the role. In this one, you really don't see too much of it in the role. It's like she completely flipped the switch on her. It's like, oh. When we talk about crime dramas or any type of movie in that realm, you usually see a bond between male characters. This movie takes on a different twist in that the leads are all women. And you see the bond between them, and you see how they look out for one another. We have Queen Latifah, Vivica A. Fox, Jada Pinkett Smith, but she was just Jada Pinkett at the time, and Kimberly Elise. I mean, they all deliver, and they all add dynamic qualities to their group. You see the outspokenness and the hardness and the deep loyalty of Queen Latifah. Vivica Fox is a force to reckon with as well. And when it comes to toughness, her character stands toe-to-toe with Cleo's character from Queen Latifah. Jada Pinkett Smith, who I guess she's more of a focal point of the group because she's the one that probably has the most to lose in this movie. You get to see her character struggling. She's trying to figure out which way is up, what to do, and how to handle the situation because she becomes extremely wrapped up in the whole situation involving the bank robbery heist. And Kimberly Elise, she gives an innocence, a sweetness to the group. Unfortunately, she's dealing with the system. Her son has been taken from her, and she's trying to do whatever she can to regain the custody of her son. With the 4 of them, they don't really know which way to turn and what to look at, which way to go. So they all decide to come up with the bank heist scheme, and then go down that route.
F. Gary Gray directed. He did a great job with the character development. You could see the bond between the 4 women, which was one of our points here. Frankie was Vivica A. Fox. That was her nickname, Francesca Frankie. She was working at the bank, and she got fired because she knew the one robber in the initial scene, Darnell. They all bonded because of the different forms of oppression. And Stoney was the character played by Jada Pinkett. She was the caretaker for her brother Stevie, who has mistaken identity. We'll talk about that oppression type things. But all these things culminated in them galvanizing together to fight the system. And Tisean, which was Kimberly Elise, you mentioned she had her child taken away. And then Cleo obviously was in the midst of all this as well, like seeing the oppression and kind of fighting for them. We see an early instance of an LGBTQ relationship in a major motion picture. Do you remember this was 96? It's handled well. without making it a clumsy plot point.
It definitely didn't come across as something that was awkward or even side-eyed about it. The girlfriend was around when they were talking a lot of times, and it wasn't like she was awkwardly placed in there. It just kind of flowed. The scenes with her and Cleo didn't seem outlandish or over the top. Some of them were kind of funny when she was playing with the money and everything, but you see other movies where they try to touch on the topic and it just doesn't work, but it definitely works here.
This is almost 30 years ago. We weren't used to seeing this kind of thing. The thing I like about it is that they don't really try to make a big statement about it. They just have it exist in that universe, and so it doesn't draw any undue attention to it. That's just how they live. That, I think, is why it's done well. It's not really part of the story, it's part of the character development, and especially at that time, we needed those sorts of portrayals of the LGBT community. They've been there all along. It's not like they just showed up then.
Right.
In the movie, Cleo can't get started until she gets some pump-up music, and I had to write this down. So the first time it was "I Ain't No Joke" by Eric B. and Rakim.
Love that
Great
one.
song, of course. And then the second one was "Pistol Grip Pump" by Volume 10. Good. And then the third time, and each time she carjacks a car and then goes through the CDs and throws them out the window and then puts on other music. And the third one is "From Your Blind Side" by X-Men, H Squared, and Chocolate. It's just really great. I mean, I do need pump-up music too when I'm doing important things, not robbing banks, but it's helpful to have a good soundtrack. And like they said, in "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," every hero needs his theme music.
Absolutely.
That was some much needed comic relief. Yeah, exactly. She would she would throw them out and call it BS. Like, this is BS. This is BS.
Yeah.
This is BS. It's like, they were like, what are you doing?
Aside from the hip hop songs, "Don't Let Go" by En Vogue was a powerful, powerful song.
Yeah.
Like, anytime I hear that song, it takes me back to this movie. It's about love. Despite it being a crime movie, at the root of it is love. It's four friends who love one another and will support one another and will do anything for one another. Literally. Do anything for one another. You know?
Rob multiple banks.
Yeah.
Yeah. In our early days of this podcast, we used to ask ourselves, could we make this movie today? And this one was definitely like something you could do today because it's the same kind of thing. People are guilty by association on racial lines, and there is a police murder of a unarmed black man. Literally sets it off in this film. So that exists. There's other examples of things like this, the isms in the movie, and this was made almost 30 years ago, and we're still talking about these things. These things are still happening in these communities.
It's the systemic oppression that galvanized the four women because they're all struggling, facing all their challenges that were not fair for many reasons. I mean, the young black man, Stevie, getting shot, a case of, and I'm air quotes, mistaken identity, because he had the same head shaving, but he had no gun. He had actually a bottle of champagne that was gifted to him, but they reacted by shooting. Frankie was unfairly fired because of her association. She knew the guy's name. She had recently been promoted. She was a great associate. She got fired from this great job at the bank. She ends up having to sleep with the guy to get some money advance. Like, he was taking advantage of her. Child Protective Services. Luther was taking out more taxes, not paying what was promised. Like, the oppression was palpable. Like, you could cut it with a knife. That literally led them to this life of crime. All right, fellas, you want to go around and give our ratings here for the film Set It Off? Boogie, would you say bring that funky flick back or leave it in the vault?
Bring that funky flick back.
Dino, right?
I'll also bring this funky flick back.
And that makes 3. I will bring this funky flick back. Very well crafted.
Definitely groundbreaking.
Yes.
Yep.
Go see it if you
Not
have
for the faint of heart, but it's still a great movie nonetheless.
Hip Hop Movie Club is produced by your HHMCs, JB, Boogie, and Dino Wright. Theme music by Boogie. If you're the type to leave a rating or review, please do. That would be dope. And whether you're listening to the podcast or watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It gives us a power up for real. Thanks for tuning in.
Remember, don't hate, create.
Create.
Make some art.
Bring it, come on.